Hi, this is Ushio. Welcome back to PacaPlus. We're starting to get the endings for this game, but we're going to go a little bit more and see what else we can find. Here we go. Okay, I'm not going to try and get all the endings on this game, but just for the sake of a bit of thoroughness, I might as well check out the final decision. I probably can't go out with you anymore. I'm not sure we can still be together. I love you, Kari, but because of that, I feel like I can't make her happy as I am right now. That's why we should just break up, so she can enjoy the attention of someone who will actually treat her well. Why? Why would you say that? Of course she's worried by me blurting it out like that. I didn't want to say it myself either. It's not your fault, Yukari. There's something wrong with me. What do you mean? I don't understand. I don't understand it myself either. Can you tell me the real reason? She's right. This just looks like I'm dumping her. But would she understand the reason if I explained it? Do I have to tell you? I don't think you would understand the reason either. A reason I can't understand? She mutters the very same words. She's probably trying to imagine in her mind what I would say if I tried. Her expression darkens. It seems like she still stands tall, even with an expression on her face like she's about to burst into tears. I still want to know why you say something like that. Her voice is quivering. It's unavoidable, but she's so terrified. Yet Yukari still wants to hear why. And this is why I have to respond to these feelings. Yukari, don't laugh, but right now, to me, you do look like an alpaca. What? There's a long silence. Neither Yukari nor I know what to say in this situation. And the bell rings, signalling that bonfire is over. That note feels like it signals the end of our relationship too. The mood is heavy. I'm about to crack a joke to lighten the unbearably heavy mood, but Yukari speaks first. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I understand what you're trying to tell me. Her expression is neither anger nor sorrow, rather it's confusion. I'll try to believe what you're telling me. I'm sorry for not telling you until now, though. There's no reason to apologise, but why? I don't know how to answer, even if she asks me why. Since when? What? Since when did you start to see me as an alpaca? Could it be right from the start? No, you were human when I first met you. You were a human? Those words felt bizarre. Saying it myself makes me feel like I'm going crazy. I've never had to check someone's species ever before in my life. Remember when we went to Alpaca Kingdom for your birthday? Since then. Oh, I see. We both head home in our separate ways after exchanging awkward farewells. The school, it feels more distant and cold than usual after everybody left. Oh no, we broke up? That night, I lie in anguish, alone in my bed. Regardless of whether it's true or not, was it the right thing to do, to tell her the honest truth? No, if I want to stay together with Yukari, I have to tell her in one form or another. But is it really the best way? With the festival over, only loneliness remains with me as the nights pass me by. I keep waiting, my eyes locked on the ceiling, but sleep never finds me. Oh, it's all bad times. The day after the festival, we come to school in the morning to clean up. Okay, looks like Yukari is here. Oh, morning. Morning. Because of yesterday, it feels awkward to be with Yukari, so we came to school separately. We exchanged greetings, but it just feels weird between us. I distract myself by talking nonsense with a classmate, so as to casually avoid Yukari. Why do we have to come to school on a national holiday anyways? Seriously, man, I wish they just let us off, at least today. Just be grateful we took care of all the kitchen waste yesterday. You know, it'd be cool if you committee members just cleaned up by yourselves, yeah? What the hell are you saying? We spent the whole summer vacation working on the plans for this. You could at least help me clean up. Hey, calm down. But yeah, it does feel a bit lonesome after the festival's over. Yeah, you're right. Well, for better or worse, we were busy up until yesterday. It probably feels like this because that's all gone now. I see. We don't get very far in wrapping up with our bantering. The rest of my classmates seem to still be fatigued from yesterday, and they seem a bit down. Okay, everyone, how's the clean-up going? Shinazawa, who is nowhere to be found until now, calls us to attention. Where's she been? Nobody forgot to hand in their maid cafe receipts, did they? Oh, actually, even if you forgot to hand them in now, I'm not going to reimburse you, no. Wow, won't reimburse, even if they forgot, she says. I got some serious qualms about this. I can understand if it's something like the extra drinks we bought that day, but if it's, say, the receipt for all the curtains that we changed, that's going to hurt. Well, I didn't have to deal with any receipts myself, so no problems for me. The cakes from the Black Cat Cafe went directly between Shinazawa and the owner. Oh, there's a boy in the corner that looks like he's going to burst out crying. He definitely forgot to turn in his receipts. Kinda sucks to be you. Sorry, but there's just nothing I can do about it. So I'm going to announce our profits from yesterday. Nice. Don't be surprised, our gross profit is 110,000 yen. Wow. Everyone cheers. Making that much money in a day is pretty impressive, don't you think? Isn't that like $1,000 or something? Frankly, it feels unreal. What kind of business would you have to pull off to make that kind of profit? I get the feeling that if Shinazawa ever runs a company, it will just keep expanding. So, let's decide the day to have our big party. Everyone claps. We haven't even picked the date yet, but everyone is already in a celebratory mood. We're talking about Shinazawa here, so our party is probably going to happen in a pretty fancy place. Okay, I think everyone's tired for today, so let's quickly finish cleaning and go home. Shinazawa takes charge, and everyone is about to resume their clean-up work. At that moment... Oh. Yukari timidly lifts her hand. What's up? Well, I'd like someone to help me collect the furniture we brought in from the maid cafe. As usual, she's bad at standing out in front of others. You should be able to just announce it outright. They are your classmates. Shouldn't you be asking your husband for that? What? Yukari is thrown into a panic, not expecting that jab. Yukari turns to me, troubled, but the moment our eyes meet, she instantly turns away. Okay, this is certainly not a load Seki can carry himself, so let's all do it. Hop to it, everyone. Shinazawa throws out a lifesaver for Yukari's troubles. So, where are we going? Oh yeah, it's the same as when it was brought in, since Daddy's coming to the schoolyard. Okay, you athletics club guys got nothing to do. Carry the furniture out into the schoolyard. Yeah, off they go. The athletics club members split up the furniture and begin carrying it out like they were a moving company. I was thinking about helping, but they carry out everything quite quickly. I felt like I should be working out a bit more after seeing that power. Yukari picks up a teddy bear and heads down to the yard, and as she leaves the room, our eyes meet again. It looks like she wants to say something, but she moves on without a word. She's probably in a state where she has no idea of what to say, bothered by yesterday's events, the same as me. It'll be a problem if it stays like this, though. I have to find some way to break the ice, but it's not that easy to make the mental light bulb go ding. What are you mumbling about? Shinazawa calls out to me as she hefts a big cardboard box. Shinazawa? Oh, was I talking out loud? I figured I grumbled a bit, but I was sure the rest was an internal monologue. Maybe I just thought it was, and I've actually been blabbering all of that out loud? Uh-oh. Nah, I turn over my memories, but those thoughts didn't actually come out of my mouth. Even if you don't say it out loud, I can tell by your grumbling and your expression. Yukari, Shinazawa, are all the girls mind readers? It's like I've got no privacy at all. Well, anything you're worried about has to do with Yukari anyways, so why not just go down and apologise? Although, this is more important, I need to ask a favour. Don't tell me my worries aren't important, please. Then again, she does know exactly what I'm worrying about, so I can't exactly say anything back to her. I'm getting more and more frightened with girls. There's this shop named Cosberta's Soul on the 3rd floor of the Fujimura building in front of the station. Can I ask you to take these costumes back? Shinazawa keeps speaking as I keep my mouth shut. Then she tosses me the cardboard box without even waiting for me to respond. Well, this is part of my job, so I should carry it, but I don't mind returning them, but shouldn't you get them clean before returning them? It's her right to do whatever she wants if she buys or makes them, but if she borrowed them, it would only be proper to wash them before returning. I was fine, the owner owes me pretty big, and it was a give and take thing this time too. Give and take? So Shinazawa gave them something, so that they'd lend us the costumes? I wonder what that was. I'm curious, so I should ask. I'm a committee member after all, so I should have the right to ask, right? So, the give and take, what's that? Shinazawa, what should we do about these curtains? What do you give, and what did you take? Well, one part was the costumes. The conversation's cut off by a classmate before I'm able to finish asking her. Oh, I'm coming. Shinazawa heads off to check on the curtains, not even listening to me. Oh yeah, they'll understand if you tell them my name. I'm counting on you. She dashes back for a second after dashing off, so I wonder if she's going to answer me. This isn't the case though. Yeah, I got it. I give a quick reply and head to the cubby. Okay, so who's messaging me now? I tried to take my cell phone out, but my hands are full of cardboard boxes, so I can't get it. I don't need to check it right now, I think, but it'd be a problem if it's an emergency, so I put down the cardboard boxes and take out my phone. Yukari. It's a message. All it says is, I'm waiting on the roof. That short sentence feels decisive. I ought to respond, but my hand stops just before I press the reply button. How should I respond? This probably means she wants to tell me something about yesterday. That's something she probably decided already. The urge to rush up to the roof right now wells up inside me, but I should just calm down and think. If Yukari isn't able to accept what I told her yesterday and plans to put distance between us, how should I respond to that when the time comes? I can't brush it off now and say it was a joke. I confess to her decisively. Should I try explaining it all over again, or should I just ask her to believe me? I don't feel confident enough to explain the situation to her right now. But then I should probably not do it today, but pick a different date, after lots of consideration and planning to hear what Yukari has to say. And you know, Shinazawa asked me to return these costumes too, so I can refuse pretty easily. I tell myself that. But this is just an excuse. What should I do? Oh no! I mean, we're kind of being horrible to her, so should we just follow through? It's like, sorry girl, not doing it. Can't make it. It might be nothing but an excuse, but Shinazawa already asked me to return the costumes. I have to go and return these costumes first. Yukari should also have clean-up that she's not done with yet. It just causes problems for everybody if we're to skip out now. I believe it's the duty of the student to make sure clean-up is properly finished. I reply, and after stuffing my cell phone back into my pocket, I head off to return the costumes. That was a jerk move. Jerk move. Bad times. Okay, that took longer than I expected. It's already dusk by the time I finish returning to the costumes. Cosper de Sol, not a bad little store. The manager is pretty cute too, most importantly. A different cuteness from Yukari's. A young girl with blonde hair and twin tails, the sort of girls that guys like that really like. Well, she has to be an adult since she's the manager. She asked me about my relationship with Shinazawa and then invited me to some sort of event. It ended up being a pretty long conversation. Everyone must have gone home by now, and there's no one left in the classroom. Worried about Yukari, I look at her seat, and her bag isn't there. I guess that means she's already gone too. Or she could still be waiting for me to come up on the roof. No, couldn't be. I made sure to say I couldn't come today in my reply. There'd be a chance she'd be waiting if I wrote I couldn't go now, but Yukari isn't that soft-hearted. She wouldn't waste her time like that. Somewhat reluctantly, I head home by myself. So, he's not going to come after all. I continue waiting up on the rooftop. For him, after sending that message, we have switched perspectives. He said he couldn't come today, but Kazuma's kind, so he should still come. I anticipate that and end up waiting until it's late. The sun begins to sink and I feel a chill. This might be the limit. Kazuma's and my unstable relationship. I have no idea if what he told me yesterday is true or not, but if possible, I wish it were true. If it is, then it's a wall both of us should overcome together. That's why I thought if he really is thinking about me, he'd come today. Trust, it's not something that's easily said and done. I feel a cloak of distrust shroud my heart against Kazuma. I tried to convince myself that Kazuma wasn't that type of person, but that didn't work. I never thought it would be this painful to lose trust in someone you love. He stayed by me up until now. He's always supported me, but this might be as far as it goes. I'm sorry, I can't trust you anymore, Kazuma. My vision becomes blurry. Oh, this is strange. I can't see in front of me. I rub my eyes. Cold teardrops have welled up. My heart is broken, and I've got no idea what to trust anymore. I make one decision. I remove the violin pendant that I've kept dear to me from my bosom. It's what I received from Kazuma for my birthday this year. I squeeze it tight, and then, thank you, Kazuma. I did love you. I throw the pendant as hard as I can off the roof. Okay, late night. I turn off the light and lay down, but I'm not able to sleep. Going over everything that happened lately is keeping my eyes open. I can't decide if I should try to focus on sleeping, or if I should do something until I felt sleepy. The phone? Who's phoning at night now? I look at the screen, wondering what urgent matter it could be, and I'm startled when I see the name displayed. It's Yukari. Yukari would normally be sleeping at this time. I would normally pick it up right away, but today I feel some sort of inexplicable something. Something's not right. The urge to not pick up is swelling inside me. But she had to call, even though it's this late at night. It might be something dire. And if so, I must answer. Hello. I'm sorry for calling so late, but there's something I just had to talk to you about. No, it's fine. Is this about what happened on the roof? No, don't worry about that anymore. It's about something else that's important. She isn't saying much of anything, but it feels like there's some kind of tension in her voice. I become afraid to listen to what comes next. Yukari doesn't know these feelings of mine, and thus continues to speak. You see, I think we should put some distance between us. What? Lately, you haven't been spending any time with me, and it feels hard to approach you. Also, I was thinking you saying I look like an alpaca was your way of saying you want to break up with me? No, that's wrong. You really look like an alpaca to me, and I mean nothing other than that. You might be right, but you see, with all these things piling up, it makes me worried. Yukari. So, that's why I think we should take a break from each other. If we do that, then you might be able to see me normally again, and I might stop feeling so anxious. No, this is wrong. I reject her proposal over and over inside myself, but for some reason I'm unable to say it aloud. I never imagined breaking up with Yukari. No, I've never even thought about it before. It's true that Yukari does look like an alpaca. That's what I'm worrying about myself. It can't be false. But the way I speak and what I did was more than enough for Yukari to make her think that. The fact that she feels that it's enough is why she's talking to me about it right now. Was I even putting her first? Whenever I was worried, Yukari was always beside me listening. Even when I acted cold, she worries about me rather than becoming angry. In comparison, how am I? If I put Yukari first just a little bit more, it might not have ended up like this. The more I think about it, the more such instances I recall. I start to feel like it's already too late to think about those feelings, and when I come to my senses, I realise that Yukari has already hung up. I fall into a deep darkness, staring into that cell phone and its cut call. Okay, today's an extra day off, in lieu of the school festival. The words Yukari spoke yesterday don't leave my mind, and I wake countless times from a light sleep. Yukari's dumped me. She said she wanted to put some distance between us, but that was probably just her trying not to hurt me. Even if that's the reason, it still hits me hard inside. After I wake up, I call or message her to apologise over and over, but she never responds. We're sorry. The number you're trying to reach is not accepting calls at this time. Okay, I've called so many times. She never picks up, no matter how many times I call. Of course, she doesn't respond to my messages either. I leave many messages, but Yukari doesn't answer one. Is she annoyed by my persistence, or is it just too bothersome to deal with me now? It might be for the better, however. I'm somehow able to pull myself together and think positively about this. Unless I face her and apologise in person, it doesn't mean anything. And that's why I'm going to go apologise to her at school tomorrow. If I apologise wholeheartedly, then my kind-hearted Yukari will certainly forgive me, will she? Yet I still can't shake my anxiety thinking that. Is this really how it's going to go? Okay, the next day, I try talking to Yukari when we don't have class. It feels like I haven't talked to her in days. Wait, actually, it was just yesterday that I didn't see her. I wonder why I thought that. Yukari, you got a sec? I'm sorry, Sayaki. I need to go meet with my club instructor right now. I see. Do you have time? I can wait after if you want. Okay, I couldn't ask you to wait. Club's going to run a lot longer since we're preparing for the music competition. Oh, I don't really mind, so... Oh, I really need to get going now. Bye. Because she's in a rush, the conversation ends without anything being promised, and she's in human form again. No, rather, it feels like the conversation is ended by her. Even when she was busy before the school festival, she always made time for me until now. So when she says she has no time, it means she doesn't want to make time. What shakes me up the most is that she called me by my last name, Saeki. Some time ago, Yukari had said, "Okay, we're going out now, so I'm going to call you by your first name." Cool. I'd be happy if you could call me by my first name too. Okay, I recall that day where she called me by my first name, blushing out of embarrassment or happiness. Compared to that, when she calls me Sayaki, her face was a mask of indifference. I wasn't able to apologise, but instead I can see that Yukari was serious from her expression and manner. From then on, it feels so hard to get close to Yukari. I can only watch her from a distance. I think she turned back into a human at some point too, but I've got no idea when that happened. Because of that, it feels like I can't pick her out from the other girls. Did I ever really go out with Yukari? It hardly even seems like we're friends now. Ensnared by that line of thought, I gradually begin to lose myself. I lost Yukari the alpaca, and I also lost sight of the Yukari who once said she loved me. And then, a few weeks later, God hasn't given up on me. Yesterday, I was able to catch a glimpse of alpaca Yukari at the arcade. Cool. I never knew Yukari got a part-time job at the arcade. Having a part-time job and being in a club. Of course she'd have no time. Well, if she'd have just told me, then we could have avoided a lot of misunderstandings. No, it's over, dude. Accept it. Ever since that day, I've gone to the arcade on a daily basis. Yukari's always sitting on the display bench next to the stuffed animals. Yukari, how are you? I come to see Yukari again today. You're just as cute as always today. You're always so fluffy, Yukari. Can't we make up? Yukari, what's wrong? Are you still sulking? I spend every day at her side, talking to her and watching over her. She probably never responds because there's been a gap between us ever since she talked about breaking up with me. Even so, deep down inside, Yukari must still love me. She never looks disgusted and always listens to me without leaving. I've got a feeling what's going on here, but lately it hasn't been enough. I want to be with Yukari so much more. With that in mind, I embrace Yukari one day while she's working and drag her to my house. I can hear the arcade manager yelling from far away, but it's fine, so I'm gonna go apologise later. He's stolen like a cuddly toy from the arcade, thinking it's her. This is weird. She never once protests as I take her back, and she doesn't even try to leave once we reach my house. This is weird. Oh man. I see, so deep down in her heart, Yukari wants to be with me too. But Yukari remains motionless, doing nothing other than listening to me talk. Maybe she just can't speak anymore. Was breaking up with me that traumatic? I'm so sorry, I never realized it. I hug Yukari gently. We'll be together forever now. I won't let you ever feel alone again. So let's live together. I'm a man. I can take care of you at least. And the next day, I quit school and just began to work. Okay. It's a few months later. After work, I return straight home, thinking only of being with Yukari. I want only to return to my room, where Yukari is waiting patiently with the lights out. Yukari, though she remains unable to respond, continues to stay in my room. I can't believe that I hurt Yukari this deeply. I have to make sure I express my feelings properly this time. Yukari, let's get engaged. I want to be with you forever. We're still 16. I'm not even old enough to marry yet, never mind Yukari. So right now, the word engaged simply means I'll become Yukari's guardian. Tears suddenly flow from my eyes once I decide that. I don't understand the meaning of these tears though. These certainly must be tears of happiness, right? Because I'll be together forever with the love of my life, now and forever. That is a weird, creepy ending. Creepy ending I do not like. Okay, maybe we'll try for another ending, one that isn't such a downer. So yeah, this is Usho signing off, and hopefully I will see you next time.